We've all been there. You wake up, stumble to the kitchen, and the first thing you reach for is that glorious cup of coffee. No breakfast, no water, just pure caffeine straight into your system. For millions of people worldwide, this is the morning ritual. But have you ever wondered what's actually happening inside your body when you drink coffee on an empty stomach? Today, we're diving deep into the science behind this common habit. We'll explore what happens to your digestive system, your hormones, your energy levels, and whether this practice is actually harming you or if it's just another health myth. Stick around because some of these facts might surprise you, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly whether you should change your morning routine. Let's get into it. When you drink coffee on an empty stomach, the first system to respond is your digestive tract. Coffee is highly acidic, with a pH level between 4.85 and 5.10. When this acidic beverage hits your empty stomach, it triggers the production of hydrochloric acid, the powerful digestive acid your stomach uses to break down food. Here's the problem. When there's no food present, this excess stomach acid has nothing to work on. For some people, this can lead to several uncomfortable issues. You might experience heartburn, that burning sensation in your chest when stomach acid flows back into your esophagus. You might feel general stomach discomfort, bloating, or even nausea. This is especially true if you're prone to acid reflux or have a sensitive digestive system. But it gets more interesting. Coffee also contains compounds called catechols and N-alkanylate 5-hydroxytryptamides, which further stimulate acid production. These compounds are present whether you drink regular or decaf coffee, which means switching to decaf won't necessarily solve the problem if you're experiencing digestive distress. Your stomach lining is designed to handle acid, but excessive acid production over time can potentially irritate it. For people with conditions like gastritis or ulcers, drinking coffee on an empty stomach can exacerbate symptoms and slow healing. The irritation can lead to inflammation and in some cases might contribute to the development of gastritis in susceptible individuals. Additionally, coffee stimulates the production of gastrin, a hormone that speeds up activity in your colon. This is why many people feel the need to rush to the bathroom shortly after their morning coffee. While this can be helpful for people who struggle with constipation, it can also lead to diarrhea or loose stools, especially when consumed without food to help moderate the effect. The takeaway here? If you frequently experience stomach discomfort, heartburn, or digestive issues after your morning coffee, your empty stomach might be the culprit. Now let's talk about what coffee does to your hormones, specifically cortisol, often called the stress hormone. This is where things get really fascinating. Your body naturally produces cortisol in a pattern called the circadian rhythm. Cortisol levels are actually highest in the morning, typically between 8 and 9 a.m., right when most people are reaching for their first cup of coffee. This hormone helps you wake up, increases alertness, and prepares your body for the day ahead. When you drink coffee on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, the caffeine triggers an additional spike in cortisol production. You're essentially adding fuel to a fire that's already burning. This might sound like a good thing, more alertness, more energy, but it can actually work against you. Elevated cortisol levels can increase anxiety, jitteriness, and that wired but tired feeling many coffee drinkers know too well. Over time, if you consistently spike your cortisol with morning coffee, your body may develop a tolerance, meaning you'll need more coffee to achieve the same wakefulness effect. This can create a dependency cycle. Moreover, chronically elevated cortisol has been associated with several health concerns, including increased blood pressure, disrupted sleep patterns, and weakened immune function. When cortisol remains elevated throughout the day, it can interfere with your body's natural wind-down process in the evening, making it harder to fall asleep at night. Interestingly, some experts suggest waiting until your natural cortisol levels start to dip, usually between 9:30 and 11:30 a.m., before having your first coffee. This timing allows you to work with your body's natural rhythms rather than against them, potentially giving you more sustained energy without the crash. The relationship between coffee, blood sugar, and energy is more complex than most people realize. When you drink coffee without food, it can significantly impact your blood glucose levels and how your body processes energy. Caffeine has been shown to reduce insulin sensitivity temporarily. This means your cells don't respond to insulin as effectively, making it harder for glucose to enter your cells for energy. When you drink coffee on an empty stomach, This effect is more pronounced because there are no carbohydrates or other nutrients present to help stabilize blood sugar. For people without diabetes, this might manifest as energy crashes. You get that initial caffeine boost, but within an hour or two, you feel even more tired than before. This happens because the caffeine-induced cortisol spike causes your liver to release stored glucose for quick energy. When that glucose is used up and your insulin sensitivity is reduced, you experience a crash. For people with diabetes or prediabetes, drinking coffee on an empty stomach can make blood sugar management more challenging. The reduced insulin sensitivity can lead to higher blood sugar levels, which over time contributes to insulin resistance. The solution? Having coffee with or after a meal helps moderate these effects. Food, especially protein and healthy fats, slows down the absorption of caffeine and provides sustained energy. This combination helps prevent the dramatic spike and crash cycle that leaves you reaching for another cup within hours. Here's something most people don't know. Coffee can interfere with your body's ability to absorb certain nutrients, and this effect is magnified when consumed on an empty stomach. Coffee contains compounds called tannins, which can bind to iron and prevent its absorption. If you're drinking coffee first thing in the morning before eating iron-rich foods, you're setting yourself up for potential deficiency over time. This is particularly concerning for people who are already at risk for iron deficiency, including menstruating women, vegetarians, and vegans. Coffee also affects the absorption of calcium and other minerals. While the effect is relatively small, chronic coffee consumption on an empty stomach, especially if you're not consuming enough calcium-rich foods throughout the day, could contribute to decreased bone density over time. Additionally, caffeine increases urination, which means you're excreting more water-soluble vitamins like B vitamins and vitamin C before your body has a chance to fully absorb them from food. When you drink coffee with or after a meal, your body has already begun the absorption process, reducing this interference. The good news is that these effects are generally moderate for healthy individuals who eat a balanced diet, but they're worth considering if you have specific nutrient deficiencies or health concerns. Certain people should be particularly cautious about drinking coffee on an empty stomach. People with acid reflux or GERD should avoid it, as the increased stomach acid can worsen symptoms significantly. Those with gastritis or ulcers may experience pain and delayed healing. Individuals with anxiety disorders might find that the cortisol spike exacerbates their symptoms, leading to increased nervousness or panic. People with irritable bowel syndrome may experience worsened symptoms, including cramping and urgent bowel movements. Those managing diabetes should be aware of the blood sugar effects and monitor their levels carefully. Pregnant women should also be cautious, as caffeine on an empty stomach can intensify nausea, especially during the first trimester. If you fall into any of these categories, consider having a small snack before your coffee or switching to lower acid options. So what's the final answer? For most healthy people, drinking coffee on an empty stomach occasionally isn't harmful, but making it a daily habit can lead to the issues we've discussed. The key is listening to your body. If you experience any digestive discomfort, anxiety, energy crashes, or sleep problems, try eating something before your coffee. Even a small snack like a banana, a handful of nuts, or a piece of toast can make a significant difference in how your body responds to caffeine and how you feel throughout the day. Your morning coffee doesn't have to be the enemy, but pairing it with food is a simple change that can dramatically improve how you feel. Try it for a week and notice the difference. Your stomach, your energy levels, and your overall health will thank you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.